Please, could you read the passive voice?
In the active voice, the subject of the sentence performs the action of the verb. In the passive voice, the receiver of the action becomes the subject and focus of the sentences. Active voice. My wife took his photo in San Francisco. Passive voice.
Could you read the passive voice example? So how this works? So I would say most of the what you hear and what you write is like, I would say 70% of the English language, you will use it in the active voice. It means we have subject plus verb. I live in Guayaquil. I am a teacher. She is a manager. You are a student. We are a family. So subject, verb. And this works for most of the time. But how you do with the passive voice? Not all sentences can be transformed into the passive voice. Some sentences have subject, verb, and an object. There are sentences, they don't have objects, right? For example, I say, I run fast. This one is an adverb. It's explaining how I run fast. This is not an object, so I cannot transform this subject, this sentence, into a passive voice. So this is rule number 1. You can transform a sentence into the passive voice when the sentence has an object. Without an object, you cannot do it. It's not possible. Then the example is very clear. My wife took this photo in San Francisco. So the object becomes the subject. And then you use was taken by my wife. You can say by who if it's important, or you can omit it if it's not important. Always the place and the time in most of the sentences, you place them at the end, right? So could you please read, Dana, this other part?
From the passive voice with a form of be and a past participle. Vincent van Gogh paintings are loved by everyone. The Guggenheim Museum in Spain was designed by architect Frank Gehry. Now Takahiro's drawings have been bought by a number of museums.
Very good. In here, that's very important that you see how the passive voice can be formed. You can use present of the verb be plus the past participle of the verb. Let me present plus past participle. Vincent van Gogh paintings are loved by everyone. Son amadas por todos. And then you use the present. The Guggenheim Museum in Spain was designed by architect Frank Gehry. Was designed, fue diseñado. Why you use was? Because you're talking about the museum, and the museum is singular. Why you use are? Because you're talking about the paintings, and paintings are plural, right? Takahira's drawings have been bought by a number of museums. In this case, you use the present perfect, right? The passive form of the present perfect. You always use have been or has been plus the past participle of the verb, right? Are or is, was or were, have been or has been. Why we use have been? Because we're talking about the drawings. Nahakahiro's drawings have been bought by a number of museums. Los dibujos de Nakahiro han sido comprados by a number of museums, right? So you have these 3 forms. Present of the verb be, singular or plural, is, are. Past of the verb be plus the past participle of the verb, was or were, and have been or has been. These are the three ways you can use the passive voice. This is very important and you keep in your mind. So you have are or is plus the past participle. I would say past participle. Then you have was or were plus the past participle. And then you have has been, the present perfect, right? Has been or have been plus the past participle. And this can be translated from Spanish to English, right? That's not complicated to do. Emily, please, could you read the last part?
Yes, by phrase when it is important to know the performer of the action. The Mona Lisa was painted in the 16th century by Leonardo da Vinci. By phrase is optional when we don't want to say, don't need to say, or don't know who or what performed the action. The Mona Lisa was painted in the 16th century. Beautiful handicraft are sold in street markets in many countries. This sculpture was found in Egypt.
Very good. So here you use the by phrase when this is important. So you won't say by a painter because we know that the Mona Lisa is a painting. So I know a painter painted the Mona Lisa. You need to say the name so it makes sense, right? Then here you see past plus the verb in the past plus the past participle, verb in the present plus the past participle, and it's translated. Fue pintada. Son encontrados. Fue encontrado, right? So now we are going to take a look at this. And the first part is that you have to tell me if the by phrase is not necessary, right? Could you read, please, Emily, number 1?
The J. Paul Getty Museum was built by workers in Los Angeles in the late 1990s.
Very good, 1990. So, by workers is important or not? By workers. Not important, right? Because you know that was built by workers. Number 2, Ivana.
Performance and since Colosseum was used by people as a stadium for more than 4 centuries.
By people, important or not important?
Yes.
Important, okay. Let me put it like this. Important. And number 3, Dana.
The Oscar-winning film Bohemian Rhapsody was directed by Bryan Singer.
By Bryan Singer, important or not important?
Important.
Very good. Do you agree with all of this or not?
With the second, no.
Why not?
Because we know that the Colosseum was built by the people, like in.
Exactly. You need to use a by phrase when it gives you an additional information because this was used by people and built by workers. Of course, if in the topic, it's like something wasn't used by anyone, then saying by people becomes important, right? But let's see if it's the case. So very good, very good. So let me show all. Very good. So by workers is not, and by people is not. So we want to continue with more of that, and we will go with this to finish studying the grammar. You have to rewrite this. And for this, use the chat. Please use the chat, but send me the message and rewrite this to the passive voice. Remember that everything has subject, verb, and object. The object becomes the subject, right? And then you see the tense. The tense in this case is the past, the simple past. So how to rewrite this? Any idea, Ivana? For number one, how would you rewrite this?
And those photographers
Those photographs
were took.
were took. No, you need the past participle of take. What is the past participle? Took is the simple past. Were taken.
Taken.
Were taken
by my son.
Very good. And then you say the same in Beijing 5 years ago, right? So let me show you the answer. Oh, no, sorry. This is too much. Let me clear. But it's okay. We're taking, right? Fueron tomadas. Because this is the simple past and you need the past participle. So now, please, number 2 and number 3, write it in the chat. Write them in the chat. And you have to transform from the active voice to the passive voice. Okay. Okay, I got this. Okay, this one is okay. When you all finish, you let me know, right? These 2 sentences. Let me see. Very good. Emily. Very good. And now, very good, Dana. Very good. Okay, let me show you the sentences. Those photos were taken. Very good. Let me show answers. This dress was designed for the actor, by the actor. The comic book was created. Very good. Let me see the others. Ivana. Was designed, was created. Very good. Okay, the other 3, please. You have to write.
Miss, the 3 sentences?
It's 3 sentences. I will send you this on WhatsApp. Wait a second, let me stop the recording.